Namaste, it's the Spiritual Daywalker, hashtag Schrödinger's cards, with the reading for the next full moon phase from the 16th, 17th of April until the night to the 1st of May. I don't do love readings. If love comes up in a reading, that's totally on you, because it's a reflection of your energy. It's quantum entanglement. So your expectation kind of steers the reading. It's what the universe wants you to know, what it wants to reflect back to you, so you'll be prepared for whatever your soul's journey is and the energies you're moving into. So let's get right into it. Alright, Libra, this is your full moon, which isn't always easy because it kind of feels that the universe is doing your job for you, right? Balancing stuff out, balancing the relationships in your life, even though you want to be a balancing force to them. Let's see what the overall energy for your reading is. Yeah, the Knight of Cups in reverse. So it might be dealing with the feeling of not being needed, because if things are balancing themselves out, what's your job in this, right? Maybe also could be coming to terms with what you truly feel. That's like an optimistic way of viewing this card, because the Knight of Cups, like, yeah, maybe it's your feelings not being heard, and the feeling of not being heard or valued or cherished, in a sense. That's what you're battling with right now. But nevertheless, full moon energy, especially in Libra, it does feel good, right? It does feel balancing. So take it as it resonates, but you're coming from a change, right? A change, yeah, a decision you made, but, well, had to make, basically, because it was time to make that decision, right? Now, in that Ten of Swords reversed energy, it's tough to let go of all the ideas surrounding it, but at a certain point, mind energy is only going to take you so far, right? At a certain point, you have to realize there's something else moving you, and some things, well, have to clear themselves right there. How it relates to the Knight of Cups, I believe it's going to, well, in the clarifications, it's going to show, because we're moving into the Four of Wands in reverse. Yeah, these are the relationships in your life that are balancing themselves out, that might not always feel super good, like when just friendships break away, or relationships in any sense, like someone you're working with, whatever, gets fired or whatever. Just like, I don't want to be too predictive about that stuff. It's just like some relationships in your life are gonna break away, and there's no like explaining around it. Shit just happens, and it maybe you even think it's your fault because you made a decision in the past, but it's kind of not. It's not, and deep down you know it's not. But this deep down right here is a little confused, right? Your emotions are a little confused. Let's see how the upside of this reading presents itself, because right now it seems like it's going to be a little tough for you to deal with, like, yeah, the aftermath of that decision you made, or that change you went with, you know. And I feel like it's not even tied to that decision. Like I said, the decision had to be made, and you made it, and that's a strong thing for a Libra, right? Because you took your time with that decision, probably weighing the options, right? And then shit happens, and well, shit happens, you know. Let's see in the clarifications. Yeah, Knight of Swords, you were taking your time with that decision. Like I said, like, Knight of Swords is rapid movement. On its head, it's the exact opposite. It's like being too much in your head about it so you don't get it going. But, well, it's in the past, so you finally made that decision, right? Because right here, there's that Three of Cups. There is that sense of community and partnership, and feeling welcome and feeling valuable in a community, right? Well, it's clarifying the Ten of Swords, though, which is quite interesting. Like, this middle row right here, it's going to make sense. I believe it's going to make sense relating to that Knight of Cups right there. We'll see. So in the future, you're moving into the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So yeah, some sense of stability is falling away, which is good because there's then new ground to build something new upon that, right? But since it's in one row with that Three of Cups, yeah, these are the relationships around you balancing out. I need more clarifications for that because well, you're a Libra, you're hard to read, like in real life and in tarot, right? It's amazing because you're everything. There's everything inside you. Even that Four of Cups right there, Four of Cups on its head, is like you've been dealing with the downside of this decision before it actually came to fruition. You've been prepared for this. That's freaking amazing. There's that Nine of Cups, like, okay, shit's getting a little worse, just like it doesn't feel quite as it should. And well, that's right now, right? Then moving into that Page of Cups, because you know, there's your emotions right there. That's beautiful. And there's that Knight of Cups. This the crossing energy in the middle row of the clarifications are all cups coming from that Four of Cups, which is a little disappointment, but on its head. So you've been anticipating it, you've been dealing with this, and then kind of disappointed that it's still feeling shitty in the present, right? It's still not there yet, right? Even though there were hopes about it, and then knowing that something new has to arise from that and will arise from that. But like that Page of Cups in reverse is little holding on to the pain you're carrying. Well, it does make sense, doesn't it, right? It's about this, getting this Knight of Cups right here upright, right? So let's see. Well, the last row is coming from that doubt right here. Yeah, that's of course the Knight of Swords and the Nine of Wands right here. They're working together, right? That's like a decision that had to be made, and you dragged it along until the point that like it almost was made for you. So it's not even your doing in a sense, which could also bleed into the feeling of not being an active part in that well, that development. However, there's no major arcana yet. This is all like free will cards, sort of. This is all about fostering your own experience, and well, so you have an active part in that one way or another. Even being passive is a decision to be passive, right? So it's kind of active in a sense. It's going to make sense quite soon. Let's see. There's that Queen of Swords. Yeah. Struggling with having made that decision. Like being not in the... Well, you made a decision, so there's like... You're not indecisive, but you're kind of wondering if it was the right one, right? But that Ten of Swords right here says this Queen of Swords is not going to get you nowhere, right? What's going to get you somewhere is this idea of companionship, or rather dealing with your ideas surrounding that companionship. Very freaking interesting. And there's the Star card. There is your major arcana. There is you being well on your way, and like this card says, everything has to happen as it happens, and that's very interesting. So this entire full moon is about you dealing with your own emotions, about feeling like, yeah, needed, and balancing, the balancing part of something. And then you finally make a decision through that doubt and like lack of motivation, moving out of this Four of Cups, and it still feels off, right? And you still don't know what exactly it's for. I feel like you got some support from your peer group around this, and so that's interesting, because there's some that support you and some that are going to break away, right? And just letting that go, being able to let that go and accept it, as a like, yeah, as a part of a decision you made, but that's still not your responsibility in a sense, if you catch my drift. So you made a decision that had to be made for a certain change to happen, then that change happens and you're like, holy shit, did I do that? Well, sort of, it just had to happen exactly like that, right? Because the star card confirms it. It sends you on that way. So if you're able to get that Page of Cups upright here and realize that the Four of Wands in reverse had to happen like that, right? That something had to break away in a sense, and that things are not, that like when things are not coming together as you thought they would, it doesn't mean that your decision was shit. It just means that your decision didn't actually bring the development you thought it would, but it brought development, and it brought, as it seems, exactly the right development to progress from this. I'm very freaking curious, because like, you're such an interesting sign, Libra. There's so much stuff within you, like, and I know so many Libras that are so different. That's why it's tough to pinpoint what you're going through right now, but just be aware that the decision you made had to be made, and it's exact, like, don't get into your head about it, just let it flow, and look for companionship with the people that understand why you made that decision, right? That really understand you, and let go of everything else. Know that you're on your way, right? What I'm really interested right now is like what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck. There's that Devil card. Yeah, because what you didn't know about this was toxic, right? Whatever is breaking away in the future, even though it feels like you've been the one that made it break away, you probably did it not knowing that it's like just the perfect, like, your decision was not to make this break away, but it kind of brought this into fruition, made this happen, because on a deeper level it's actually hurting you. It was actually toxic, or something in this Four of Wands constellation was actually toxic. And I just want you to not feel sorry for yourself or like put the blame on you, because sometimes things seem unrelated, just like this reading, right? Sometimes things seem unrelated, but there is a deeper truth to it, something we not yet understand, but we just have to trust and follow that star right here, right? So just going with your gut, being brave enough with this Four of Cups to not let it eat you up, and make a decision that had to be made, go with the change that had to come, and then like sticking to it, even though you're struggling with it right now. You're thinking, was that the right decision? Asking people about if it was the right decision. The answers are not really satisfying, and you're still thinking like, oh, did I fuck up? Did I fuck up? Well, in the future, it's going to show you, it's going to seem like you did, but you didn't. You actually didn't, right? It's going to seem like you did, but you actually didn't. It was the perfect thing that must have happened, because it was a toxic thing. And there's some new love on the horizon. And that Four of Swords in reverse is like also trying to hold on to some shit and just stay strong in the wind, whatever, right? That's you trying to work with that, trying to cope with the guilt. But actually justice is right around the corner. So this, like I said, it had to happen. It had to happen just like that. The moment you see it, right, you get into that Knight of Wands energy again. So that's like, yeah. I feel like you're a pawn of your own energy in that full moon Libra energy right now. You feel like you had nothing to do with it, and still it's like a part of your development or whatever you put in motion, and just realizing that it's just perfect. It's perfect the way it came to be. And even if you don't know yet, you're going to see in the future. And that star card is perfect. It's just showing that you're doing exactly the right thing. Maybe for some reasons you don't know, or like for some benefit you don't know, but you're moving away from something very freaking toxic here and you don't even know about it. Does it matter though, whether you know it or not? Well, if you don't know, now you know. Everything perfect as it happens. That's a very interesting reading, Libra, but it is an interesting time, right? This is your full moon. Enjoy it. Like, get your head around the idea that it's not you, but it's your energy working for you without you even having to do anything about it, because the only thing you had to do you already did, and now you're just going with it. Just go with it. Let the universe take care. It's going to be fine. So that's that. I hope you found it enlightening or inspiring, maybe just entertaining. That's what it's here for. If you want to follow me around on Bali, check at the Spiritual Daywalker on Instagram. I do on TikTok a card of the day every day, and my early reflections where I reflect on my spiritual journey right here on Bali. And yeah, if you like my style or have any like wishes or whatever, hit me up in the comments below. Send me a message. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, see you next new moon.